The Indiana Fever made it to the finish line. Tuesday night was the regular season finale at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and already they had clinched a playoff spot for the second consecutive year. But they could still play for the 6th seed. On top of that, you want positive momentum going into the postseason. Hi again, everybody. I'm Scott Agness of FieldhouseFiles.com. Well, in this one, the Fever started fast but finished poorly, but ultimately came away with an 83-72 win Tuesday over the Minnesota Lynx, and what was, by the way, a wire-to-wire win. They led by as many as 24 points. It was a feel-good close to the season, I think, for this Fever franchise in front of 15,000 fans. It was also fan appreciation night, as always. So after the win, all the players, even the injured ones, were out signing autographs and throwing things into the stands here on fan appreciation night. Here was head coach Stephanie White before the win.
Indiana basketball fans in general are the best fans in the world. Fever fans and the fans, especially they think about the ones who continue to turn out night in and night out. People often ask me, like, what's the difference in this time around versus last time around? It's like, well, you can't walk down the street. It's just a different level of fandom, and they've been incredible in terms of showing up. They've been incredible in terms of support. They've understood what this group has gone through, and they've continued to help us navigate through it. And it's a special place, and this is a special group of people.
The Fever led 10-0 to start, less than 3 minutes in. That prompted a timeout from the Minnesota Lynx. A fun moment because you had Caitlin Clark signaling for it. Tyrese Halliburton, sitting courtside, was laughing at that, I think, because, well, he does the same thing oftentimes. It was the Fever up 28-14 at the end of the first quarter. They led by 13 points by the half, shooting 60%, but at that point had 8 turnovers, had some lulls, including giving up a run to the Lynx. And so there were several moments throughout this game that Coach Stephanie White did not like. Coaches are never happy, she acknowledged after the game, because of those multiple big wins, some lackadaisical moments, some slippage defensively or rotations, giving up easy layups, including a 9-0 burst by the Lynx to start the second half. And most concerning probably for Stephanie White was the way they closed the game. 14-5, the Lynx outscored them over the final 5 minutes, but a win is a win.
Yeah, especially early in that first quarter, I thought we were disruptive. I thought we did a good job of making them take tough shots. We did a good job of making everything difficult. There were ebbs and flows of that throughout the course of the day, or the game. But I think for us, the way that we came out in the first quarter was really impressive.
I think it was more about discipline. I know I had a turnover on baseline, then we missed 3 box outs, and that's not stuff you see on the scoreboard, and that's what everybody cares about, what's only on the scoreboard. But I think in order for us to be who we need to be for a playoff run, the rebounding, knowing who we're guarding, not having live ball turnovers was kind of it was pivotal in that third quarter, and so we got gut checked because it could have easily flipped the other way. But I think you see our growth.
Now look, the Lynx already had 33 wins. They'd clinched the top seed in the playoffs overall weeks ago. In fact, allowing likely MVP winner Nafisa Collier to sit this one out for true rest purposes. But the thing in all of this is, I think we saw Kelsey Mitchell express her appreciation for playing a caliber opponent like this to see where they stack up before the postseason.
It was a big win for us because they set the bar high standard-wise. We know what to expect when it comes to Minnesota Lynx, and so I think going into the playoffs, it was big for us because being able to know Courtney Williams, knowing that her thing is a pull-up, knowing that now instead of not knowing that, it's big for us because we give ourselves a chance. And if they are the standard, we get to see where we are.
Speaking of Kelsey, she was tremendous once again. 18 points in just 26 minutes. They strategically held out some of the key players there in the later moments of the game, making sure they can get to this postseason somewhat healthy. Now, Kelsey has finished in double figures in a WNBA record 41 of 44 games in a season full of injuries for this Fever team. She still managed to start and play in every single game for the second straight year, while also at the same time having a career year. finishing with 20 points per game average, which now is a new franchise record, surpassing Hall of Famer Tamika Catchings.
Man, I don't want to sound cliche, but I'm never going to give up. I'm never going to, if I'm able, willingly, 2 feet, 2 legs, 2 arms to play the game, because a lot of people can't, I'm going to play. It may not, fall my way all the time, but you never have to worry about me not being present.
Instant offense, try your best to keep her in front. Trap, that doesn't work. Hard heads doesn't work. You just gotta play as hard as you can just to really keep her in front of you. Seriously. I mean, a lot of people say, it's a fact, but you ask who's one of the toughest guards, who's one of the hardest guards to guard, she's definitely number one.
Appreciate that.
Hands down, but I'm thankful she's my teammate. See what she does to opponents, I'm like, yes. She's my teammate. I don't have to guard anymore.
The Fever will take Wednesday off, enjoy that, a quieter moment, but that mostly means just no formal practice. Players are still likely in for treatment, for strength training, maybe for shooting. Get whatever they need here going into the postseason, because they know the focus, while the regular season is now complete, they've already got to be locked in to what lies ahead.
I won't speak for all, but I feel like we never really have off. Like, I don't think there's off, because I think now, mentally, it's preparation. I will say from a body standpoint, it gives us a couple of days to all get back what we need. I'm sure that we all could use tomorrow off as far as body-wise, but I think the mental preparation starts right now, which kind of is crazy.
The preparation starts now. Our mindset, yes, we get to rest our bodies, but at the end of the day, when we come back Thursday, we're treating it as if we play later on that day. We're treating Friday as if we play later on Friday. We have to change it completely, and it's do or die.
The Fever finished the season with a 24-20 record, 4 more wins than last season, but they also played 4 more games. They won the WNBA Cup, beating these Minnesota Lynx even without Caitlin. They had a playoff berth for the 2nd straight year in a crowd that remained bought in despite all those challenges, most notably to Caitlin Clark.
Pleased with being able to get another win. Pleased with the way that the last 3 games we've been able to find ways. Not pleased with the 4th quarter. And so the message is, if we want to, we're not happy to just be in the playoffs. We want to compete in the playoffs. We want to be a team that is competing for championships. And in order to compete for championships, you don't play the score, you don't play the opponent, you play the standard. And we did not play the standard the last 5 minutes of the 4th quarter, and we've got to be better. We've got to be better in that, and I think that's part of the journey. Coaches are never satisfied, we're never happy, but it's also part of the mentality that we have to have as a team to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish. It's an everyday thing.
I think that we have another level that, like Coach said, we reach it sometimes where you see where we're really, really good, and we have our moments where, it's kind of up and down, but man, we get it together, and just staying where we're really, really good, and we keep it there at all times, nobody will be able to beat us.
So now for the Fever, it's wait and see. The playoffs begin Sunday. The games will be on ESPN and ABC, the Disney family of networks, coming up Sunday. And the Fever most likely will travel to either Las Vegas or Atlanta to begin round 1. From Gainbridge Fieldhouse, I'm Scott Agness for FieldhouseFiles.com.